Hello everyone, welcome to a new session. In this session we'll be learning and working about the factorization of the sum and difference of two cubes. At this form, you can see that x power 3 plus y power 3, we factorize it as the cubic root of the first term, which is x, and we take the same sign. So we take the cubic root of the first term, which is x, and then we take the same sign as it is, then the cubic root of the second term, which is y. After that, for the second bracket, we multiply the first one by itself, and then we change the sign that we have here. After that, we multiply the first by the second as x times y, and then we multiply the second one by itself. And the opposite also applies here. X power 3 minus y power 3 will be x minus y multiplied by x squared plus xy plus y squared. Let's go and factorize in exercise number 1. How can we factorize this? The cubic root of 8x power 3 is 2x, plus is plus. The cubic root of 125 is 5. The second bracket, we get it from the first bracket. So the first one times itself, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. As long as the sign in the first bracket is plus, here this will be minus. After this one, we multiply them together. 2x times 5 is 10x. Then the third term is 5 times 5, which is 25. For question 2, the same idea. The cubic root of 27a power 3 is 3a. Minus is minus. Then cubic root of b cubed is b. The second bracket is the bigger bracket. We get it from the first bracket. First times itself is 9a squared. If the sign is minus, we make it plus. After that, 3a times b is 3ab. Then the second times itself, which is positive b squared. Question 3. Cubic root of 8x cubed is 2x plus, so it's plus. Cubic root of 1 over 8 is 1 over 2. To get the bigger bracket, first times itself, 4x squared. We change the sign of the first bracket. We multiply half times 2x, which is x, and then half times half, this is a quarter. Question 4. The cubic root of 64b power 3 is 4b, and then we get the second bracket as the bigger one from the first one. First one times itself is a to the power of 4. We change the sign. Then 4b times a squared is 4a squared b. Then 4b multiplied by 4b is 16b squared. In question 5, as I always remind you that whenever the question is asking me to factorize, I need first to check if there's an HCF or not. If there's a HCF, I need to factorize using the HCF first and then see if there is further factorization or not. For question 5, there is HCF, which is 5x. So we'll take the 5x here. If we divide, this will be 8x power 3 minus 1. Leave the 5x as it is and then factorize this cube binomial. So the cubic root of 8x power 3 is 2x minus 1, and then the bigger bracket, the first term multiplied by itself is 4x squared. We change the sign, we multiply the 1 by the 2x. This will be 2x, and then plus 1. Question 6. Here we consider this all as one term. So it will be x plus y plus the cubic root of x squared, which is this one, as x, multiplied by the second bracket. So the first term, which is the x plus y multiplied by itself, change the sign, x multiplied by x plus y plus the x squared. We can simplify this as 2x plus y multiplied by, we expand this as x squared plus 2xy plus y squared minus x squared minus xy plus x squared. The second bracket, I think it needs to be simplified more. So x squared and x squared are crossed out together. So what we have left is only one x squared. Then 2xy minus xy is xy. Then the y squared is there. Question 7. What is the cubic root of x power 6? It's x squared. Minus, what is the cubic root of 64y power 6? It is 4y squared. And then we get the longer bracket from here. The first one times itself is x power 4. We change the sign, it's plus. We multiply these two together, so it's 4x squared y squared. Then it's plus 16y power 4. As you can see that the first bracket can be simplified more as a difference between two squares. So it will be x plus 2y times x minus 2y. And the second bracket remains as it is, x power 4 plus 4x squared y squared plus 16y to the power of 4. Question 8. The cubic root of 125 a power 3 is 5a minus the cubic root of b power 6 is b squared. And the second bracket, we get it from the first bracket. 5a times itself is 25a squared. We change the sign, so it's 5ab squared plus b to the power of 4. Exercise number 2. Factorize each of the following. Here we have this whole bracket as one term and this other bracket as another term. So to do this, it's x plus 1 plus x minus y. These are the two brackets. Now, and the big bracket will be x plus y all squared. We change the sign, it will be minus. And then x plus y times x minus y, we can write it as x squared minus y squared as the difference of two squares, plus x minus y all squared. Let's simplify and expand the two brackets. X plus y plus x minus y, the plus y and minus y, so this will be 2x multiplied by x squared plus 2xy plus y squared minus x squared plus y squared plus x squared minus 2xy plus y squared. Let's simplify the second bracket. So x squared minus x squared, they're crossed out together, but we have another x squared left here. And then plus 2xy and minus 2xy are crossed out as well. And y power 2 plus y power 2 plus y power 2. Here we have a 3y power 2. Question 2. M minus n all power 4. If I have m minus n, I can take it as a common factor. So here we have m minus n as a common factor. What's left here is 1 minus m minus n all to the power of 3. Let's simplify the second binomial. Here we have m minus n and then 1 minus m minus n multiplied by the big bracket as 1 plus 1 times m minus n plus m minus n all squared. Let's simplify this. We have here m minus n multiplied by 1 plus m minus n plus m squared minus 2 mn plus n squared. And this is the final result, as they cannot be simplified more. Exercise number 3. Here we have x power 3 minus y power 3 equals 28. We can easily factorize the x power 3 minus y power 3 as x minus y multiplied by x squared opposite sign xy plus y squared. If the question says that x cubed minus y cubed is 28 and x minus y is 2, how can we find this bracket, which is x squared plus xy plus y squared? 2 times what equals 28? Yes, so x squared plus xy plus y squared is equal to 13. Exercise number 4, the same idea. So here, if we have x squared minus y squared equals 20, we all know that x squared minus y squared can be factored as x plus y times x minus y. It's given that x minus y is 2, x plus y we don't know, and x squared minus y squared is 20. So we can easily say that x plus y equals 10, right? And also the question says x squared plus, and also the question says x squared minus xy plus y squared is 28. The question wants me to find x cubed plus y cubed. We know that x cubed plus y cubed, we can factorize it as x plus y multiplied with x squared minus xy plus y squared. As we know that x plus y, we got it equals 10, and the question is telling us that this bracket is equal to 28, then x cubed plus y cubed equals 280.